You get up in the morning, you aren't sure which way to go. There's one thing to remember, just follow the pull of your soul. You listen to that quiet voice whispering in your head, saying you know the way to go, my friend. You've read the words that I've said. You should go and bear fruit, my friend, and your fruit shall remain. You know this to be true because you've asked for it in my name. So forget all your worries and keep your eyes on the sky. Your calling is larger than that. You stand the mothers who still cry. That's right. There's no place we won't go, my friends. There's no mountain top too high. We're all just friends here working hard and standing side by side. Whether scanning the riverside with friends or crawling through the forest, hope is seeing that there is light despite all of the wicked darkness. Despite all of the darkness, have faith. Giving solace to mourning mothers because their little child is lost. Walking with the community in times of disaster and fear. There's no telling what can be done when your friends are all here. That's right. There's no place we won't go, my friends. There's no mountain top too high. We're all just friends here working hard, standing side by side. Whether scanning the riverside with friends or crawling through the forest, hope is seeing that there is light despite all of the wicked darkness. Despite all of the darkness, have faith.
Hello, everyone. Hope you all can hear me okay. I've got my new costume on. I've got some inspiration from Daniel from DT's show. I thought he looked really cool with sunglasses, so I figured I'd wear sunglasses tonight. Maybe my hat looks better this way. What do you think? Does this work? Then again, I won't be able to read anything. I really like Daniel. It was really fun doing those lives with him past few weeks. Glad you guys liked it. We have a lot to cover tonight. Oh, hey, I see you. Good to see you. I would leave the shades on, but I wouldn't be able to read anything. Ditch the glasses. I thought it would be funny. I seriously, I was saying in the comments earlier, you guys, I do have a headache. I was hearing stuff coming out about everything that was going on. People saying things about the Christmas tree event. We're going to get to that in a second, but I've got to say hi to all these wonderful people coming in. Oh my gosh, look at all of you. You did not miss it. Who was that? Southern Murder Most Southern. We just got started, so you just made it. Welcome, everyone. Love seeing you all in here. I know we don't go live often, so when we do, We know you have lots of channels to choose from, so we really appreciate you being here. Welcome, Chocolate Covered Pickle. I love that username. Angel Wings, great to see you. GL Bortz, of course, always. GL Bortz is our bouncer, our fellow hiker, searcher. We've got, of course, his lovely wife, Real Rockin' Robin, who's also just as helpful and could be a bouncer as well, actually. She packs and can stand her own. Let's see, we've got Eve. Thank you, Eve, for being here. We love you. Let's see who else is coming in. Jenna 79, of course. Love seeing you here. By the way, you guys, Jen will be here later, probably. She is getting so popular lately that she's made a whole bunch of local friends. I think it started at the Christmas tree event, actually, because since then she's been going to a lot of parties and spending time with a lot of locals. She'll be here later, probably in about an hour or so. Probably when we're just about getting through the first part of what we're going to cover here. Let's see who else. C. Karen 790. You guys have to do names that I can actually pronounce, like Another Realm. Thank you, Another Realm. Good to see you. I'm not good with these weird usernames. Oh, let's see. Let me scroll down. Murder Most Southern. Love seeing you here. Thank you for coming in. TN Twister. Great to see you, my friend. Lock Lady. Good to see you. Beverly Maddox. We've got Brown Eyes Blue. I've seen you around. Lock Lady. Dukes 4641. I've seen you around. Laura Jean. I love seeing all these names who've been here before. Thank you guys for coming back. Meow 77633. I'm going to say hi to the Real ICU again. I love seeing you here. Thank you for coming in and helping with modding and everything. We've got some interesting things to cover tonight. I'm going to try to do it delicately. Thank you, Sherry Weeks. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rain Dancer, love seeing you here. Nana, thank you so much for being here and for giving me permission to share what I'm going to be sharing tonight. So love you. Thank you so much for being here. Detective Mom, welcome. Lynn Hammock. Did I miss anyone? Gail, Sheila Bleaks, Angel P, Smoky Mountain Robin. I'm sure I'm missing people. Stephen Hulbert, love seeing you here. Thank you for coming, my friend. Love seeing you in our lives. Okay, I am scrolling and scrolling. I'm going to try to, I might not get everybody, but we've got to get to it tonight because we've got a lot to cover. Yeah, I'm glad to. I'm glad to. There's been a lot of misinformation put out. We're going to share, you guys. I didn't want to talk about the Christmas tree event. And, when we mentioned it earlier, I was on Jenkies the other night and it came up, but we didn't get into details. Yes, there was drama. Yes, there was inappropriate things. It was not what people are saying. It was inappropriate, but it was not what people are saying. I decided, I'll tell you guys, if you don't know about this, about me by now, I don't like false information, especially when there's evidence. Okay, sure, I can call you. Yep, that's perfect. Thank you, Sherry. I don't like false information, you guys. And when people are saying actual things that are 100% false, Six Up, yes, keep me in line. Thank you for being here. There are people who've said some obviously false information. It's easily disproven just by talking to people who were there. The two people I'm going to cover tonight, I have no disrespect to either of these creators. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you all. I'm going to be talking about Don B. I'm going to be talking about Brooks. I have nothing against either Don B or Brooks. In my opinion, a lot of people hate on other channels who cover the same material, who cover the cases. In my opinion, the more the merrier. The more people covering Summer's case, talking about it. If Don B wants to sit on his porch and talk about Summer's case all till he's blue in the face, more power to him. Keep doing it. Please keep talking about Summer. Please keep talking about Summer. Please keep talking about other missing persons cases too. Children, adults. Same thing with Brooks. I don't agree with everything everybody says, but if you're covering these cases, if you're talking about missing persons, if you're bringing awareness to the cases, hell yeah, keep it up. Keep doing that. If you're talking about other creators and trashing other creators, I have no interest. Like I don't give a crap about that. But if you're talking about the cases and the missing people, please keep doing that. I'm going to celebrate any channel that does that. The only reason I'm talking about these two channels, and I'm not doing it in a derogatory or negative way, they made comments that were 100% false, and I don't know why. They really needed to either contact. There were 8, 9 people they could have contacted and asked what actually happened at the ceremony, and they instead of confirming with anyone, contact Nana, contact Jenkins, contact me, ask what actually happened, and we'll tell you. But they just put out this information I'm going to get into, and I need to correct it. It's just I don't want false information. I don't want misinformation out there. We have to talk about the truth. I'm going to cover what they said, and I'm going to tell you what actually happened based on what Jen and I saw at the ceremony. I did feel bad for Nana when it happened. It wasn't as terrible as they were describing, but it still was inappropriate and it was still bad. Yeah, I agree. It is YouTube. People, I think the false information sounds like if you hate Don and Candace Wells, if you're one of the ones that are just 100%, you want people to believe they're guilty, you're gonna like the sensational, like imagining Don going around throwing flyers, ripping shit apart, and like, creating a ruckus. That like your audience is gonna love that because your audience has aligned with just the anti-Wells side. And I'm gonna reiterate this: we're not either. We're not anti-Wells. We're not pro Wells, and this has been a balance we've struggled with because we have, and I love our core audience, you guys, because you guys have been with us whether we've covered a theory that may look at what if Candace did this, right? We cover the theory, we try to keep saying we're not saying she's guilty, we're just looking at what if she went to this location. At the same time, sometimes we talk about other people that assumes the parents aren't guilty, and our core audience is open-minded enough and is balanced enough to stay with us whether we talk about either scenario. But I got to tell you, man, I think we're a little different than a lot of other channels because our subscriber count is bipolar. And I hate using that word, I apologize, but it is, because if we cover something that, let's say we talk about Fred Hill for some reason, and it implies that Fred Hill may be guilty because we're covering a theory, like the people that aren't centric, the people that aren't open-minded enough to consider a scenario, they'll unsubscribe. And then a whole bunch of people who are anti-Fred subscribe. So like our subscriber count is pretty consistent. Like we're doing pretty good, and it goes up and up and up. But if you look at the pattern, man, we get the wildest swings on our subscriber count, depending on who we talk about and which side we're exploring a theory. The people who are on one side who can't be middle ground, critical thinking, open-minded, they will just be like, nope, out. Or they'll be like, yes, I love this guy because he's covering a theory that I believe in. You know what I mean? I don't get it, but that's just the way some people are. I just want to tell you all, those of you who have been with us long term, I love that about you, that you are willing to explore theories without taking any weird, like, freaking out about it. Like we're just, yes, I was there in the plaid shirt. But real quick, I want to thank the people who, I'll tell you, the biggest help for us, because we are trying to not ask for donations. We're trying to not do a lot of the money stuff. So those of you who have chosen to help us out with what we do with memberships, we just appreciate you so much. And the list is getting longer. Thank you so much for that. I'm just going to really quickly mention all of you: Tribal Warrior, Real Rockin' Robin, Council of Elders, Smoky Mountain Robin, Geoborch Tribal Chief. I'm mentioning the top ones, and then the rest, all of you who monthly help us, is Jason Myers, Jessica DeBrower, Sandra Perkins, Robin K, Silver Bullet, Smoky Mountain Robin, Brenda Brown, CM Trucker, John Odell, Dottie Barnes, Laura Jones, April Dancy, Kathleen Ann, Schugert, Linder Lou, Jenna 79, April Chakot, Karen Mead, Mama 67, Benita Drake, Where the Wind Blows, Margie T, Brenda Lovelace, Janet Wright, Steffi, and Marion Carpenter. Thank you for being patient with me, you guys. I'm going to try to do that as long as I can. If it gets to like 100, I probably won't be able to anymore, but I just love you and appreciate you for supporting us in that way. And that's it for that. So I don't know where to start. There's two creators. The two creators I mentioned I want to cover. I think I'm going to start with Don because it's a little shorter. I do have to put it on like 1.5 speed because God bless Don. He talks very slow, and I need to just, it takes forever to get through his videos. So I'm just going to do 1.5. No disrespect to you, Don. Don, I'm going to cover Don B, Sweet Tea with Don B, for those of you who don't know him. I am just going to cover the first part of what he said that was not true, is not true. But then there's something he said that's actually kind of true, and I'm going to play that part too. I think his opinion's fair. He goes after Don like ton of bricks. Like he just hates Don. I'll talk a little bit about my talk with Don too a little later, and what we talked about. I don't mind sharing that. I'm sure he won't mind either. I don't think. But Don B at the beginning. Get my timestamps right, 417. This, what he's about to say here, is what blew my mind today. I was having lunch and I was scanning the YouTubes. I saw this and I just was like, blatantly false, man. It just didn't happen. This did not happen. Let's cover this. Can someone share Don B's channel link as well? I just want to be fair. Again, I'm not disrespecting anyone. I just want to clear up this false statement that was stated. And I will be straight with you all. I found out thanks to someone messaged me and said, hey, Dawn might have heard this from this other creator, from Brooks, because she put this out yesterday. And so I will cover Brooks' statement as well. Again, no disrespect to Brooks. I have nothing against her. I just want to share. I need to correct this. That's all. I just need to correct this statement. This is about a couple minutes maybe, and I've got it on double speed. But what's amazing about Dawn is if you put it on double speed, no, 1.5, sounds like he's talking normal. I love the guy, but man, he's got that slow Southern drawl. But I love it. I sometimes watch him. Here's what he had to say.
In this case. So, yeah, and Don really needs to simmer it down a little bit. From my understanding, a guy grabbed his arm and escorted him out.
Oh, hold on a second. Oh, come on now.
Requested video in the Summer Wells case. I've had a lot of people missing and endangered.
Oh, that's why. The first part, this is the false part. The part I had timestamped was the part I kind of think he has a right to say. So I'm going to play that second. But hope you guys can hear this. Let me know. Could you hear that earlier? Is the sound coming through okay with this? I turned it up loud, so you should be able to hear it. I've got my audio here on the computer turned down, so it doesn't bother me. But all right, here's the first part. 1.5 speed. Here we go.
All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. This is a very, very, very highly requested video in the Summer Wells case. I've had a lot of people reach out to me all of a sudden, and they want my opinion on what I thought about Don Wells at the missing and endangered children event where they had the Christmas tree. And if you guys are not aware of this, let me fill you in. Apparently, there was a event where they put up a Christmas tree. I believe it was at the Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport, and they put a bunch of pictures of missing and endangered kids on it, right? And spread awareness.
Real quick, we got to be 100% on this, you guys. That's the other thing. Hold on. Stop sharing. Before we get to that, I need to correct what he just said. It's not called the Missing and Endangered Tree. This is what it's called. I think it's like a Missing Children Angel Tree is what it's called. They do it every year. Jenkins drives it. Everyone else, Nana for Life, a bunch of other locals, TT, and other people. I don't know if they want to be mentioned, but it's a lot of people that are there. At least the last 2 years we've been there. We haven't been there every single year. Last 2 years we've tried to And it's called Missing Children Angel Tree in the NGC cinemas. Those people were so cute. That was this year. These pictures are from this year. I think they were with the event that was going on. Okay, so it is for missing and exploited. It is for missing and exploited children, but it's called, we've called it this every year, is the Missing Children Angel Tree is what it's called. Yeah, it's for missing and exploited children for sure. But anyway, this couple had walked in, and I think it was Nana that was like, "Hey, could you guys come over here and put on some ornaments?" And they took some pictures of them. It was kind of a cool moment. But anyway, let's get back to Dawn. I just wanted to correct so everybody knows it's called the Missing Children Angel Tree every year that Jenkins does it. All right, let's go back to Dawn.
A very kind thing to do, right? Well, apparently Dawn shows up, and there is an elderly lady there that has some flyers of Summer. And
Alrighty. Okay, so I would not. Okay, the woman he's talking about was Nana for Life. She was sitting in the corner. I've got a picture I might show you guys in a minute. In the video that we did, if you remember the video we did on it, there were four women around a table doing like putting together the ornaments with children's faces on them. And Nana was sitting kind of on the left. I made sure not to show anyone's faces. I would not call Nana for Life an elderly woman to her face. I would not call her an elderly woman at all. Now, I'm a married man, so I can't. I'm just gonna say she's doesn't look elderly. She's a very good looking woman. She looks younger, so I would not call her elderly. I don't know if he knew who he was talking about. But I was when I heard him say an elderly woman, I'm like, my first thing was who's he talking about? And then it dawned on me he's talking about Nana for Life, and I'm like, okay, no more comment. I would not call her elderly. That was funny, but I don't know if he knew. I think he heard rumors or he heard someone got talked to, and I don't even know if he knew it was Nana. So I don't think he's specifically calling Nana elderly, but he said an elderly woman, and it wasn't an elderly woman. But see, that makes it sound worse. If Dawn is going after an older lady who's elderly, or it sounds horrible. But not that it wasn't, you guys. Like, it was inappropriate, but you don't have to blow it up. You don't have to say things like that. Yes, she would. Like, I would not stand in front of Nana and say, call her an elderly woman. I'm sorry. That's just me. So anyway, that was the first thing that caught my eye, and I'm like, oh, Dawn, no.
And allegedly Dawn gets into an argument with her, an elderly lady. I can see that. He wouldn't do that to a man. And someone said that he ripped up the flyers that Summer Wells's picture was on. I guess that elderly lady had a bunch of Summer Wells flyers there, and he ripped up some of them or something. And everybody wants to know what my response to that is going to be.
And then he gives his response. His response is he just goes after Dawn really hard, just saying when he goes to prison, he's going to have stuff ripped up. But that statement he just made is 100% false, except for the part where he said he got in an argument. It was kind of an argument. He didn't rip anything up, you guys. He didn't rip anything up at the event. At the event, he did not rip anything up. Please. It didn't happen. Like, he did not rip anything up. They walked in, and yes, one of the first things he did was walk over to this. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, okay? And just get it clear, please, 100%. He did not rip a single thing up at this event. 2 creators have said he ripped up flyers at this event, and I don't know why they're saying that. Like, don't say something unless you can confirm it from the people who were there. Neither of the 2 creators were there. That did not happen. Okay, he did not rip something up at the event. He walked up to the table where the 4 women were creating the crafts, were creating these crafts. I was there, Jen was there, we were at the table. He walked up and he said to Nana, and she's given me permission to share what actually happened for the sake of the truth. So thank you, Nana, for letting me share this. He said, and I'm not going to get the words correctly because I did not record it, but it was along the lines of, I don't want those flyers up on my property. And before this happened, before he said this, Nana suspected he was the one. Now, this is the true part. He has torn things down, and I'm going to show you the proof of that, because I would not say something like that without showing proof. And I'm going to share a little bit about, from my conversation with Don, his mental state, that I think why he's doing this and why he did this. I don't know, but he said to Nana, basically, I don't want that up on my property. And then she realized, okay, I'm right. She suspected he was the one tearing them down. He basically admitted it. So he said, I don't want that on the property. She said something along the lines of, look, I've been doing this for like 4.5 years. Why now? What's the problem now? And he's like, he said something like, you think I'm guilty, like you're accusing me. So he sees the flyers going up on his property as Nana specifically accusing him. And I'll tell you, we were all taken aback. I mean, it was the wrong place to have this confrontation for sure. It was the wrong place. It was the wrong time. He was angry, felt like he was being accused, and he was in this event, which is probably absolutely is the worst place he could have had this conversation. He had this confrontation, and I'll tell you one thing about Nana is she didn't yell. She didn't get angry. Well, she got angry internally, I'm sure. She sat there and was the classiest I've ever seen anyone who's being kind of threatened. It was a threatening way that he was saying it, and she did admit later she felt like she was a little scared, not scared, but she thought, was he going to do it? Is he going to attack me right now or something? Because he was angry. He was obviously angry. And she said, I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. And that, to me, she could have yelled. She could have gotten pissed off. She could have started, having a confrontation. And she just said, she said the best line I heard her say was, well, there's lots of phone poles around there. So she stood her ground. She said, it is his property. It's true. She stood her ground, and she just said, look, I'm going to keep doing it, whether it's on that land or around that land or all across Beach Creek. I'm going to keep doing it. She stood her ground. She was classy, didn't have any confrontation. There was anger in the air, and everyone felt it, and it was uncomfortable. It might have continued, but then Chillbilly was standing to my right, and he just kind of, Chillbilly took a right, got in front of Don, in between Don and Nana, and he's like, hey, dude, this isn't the play. Let's just go take a walk and let's go talk. Let's go cool off. And so they didn't take him out of the mall. They took him outside of, just away from everyone else, immediately outside the doors of the theater. I got up and followed Chillbilly and Don and went and helped him kind of cool things down. And that was what happened. Not a single flyer got torn. But it was a very stressful situation because there were 4 women, maybe 5, they were just making these ornaments. They were just trying to do something for the missing children. And there was this confrontation made the mood just stressed out. Everyone was very stressed after that happened. It was the wrong place, and it was the wrong time. I'll talk a little bit later about my conversation with Don and what I'm taking from his emotions, why I think this came out. But it was, Nana made a good point though, that she's been doing it for 4.5 years, and she's been putting these things on that property for 4.5 years, and it now it's a problem. Like now it's become a problem, which why now? I don't know why this confrontation happened, but I have to make it clear that it wasn't at the level people were putting out there. It wasn't Don throwing a fit, freaking out. Love you, Nana. I know. I know. I know. She's not scared of anyone. She's going to keep doing it. And I'm going to show you in a little bit. Nana was gracious enough and kind enough to share evidence, a bunch of evidence of what happened, the flyers, the aftermath. And I'm going to show you the beautiful, beautiful things that she's been doing for the past 4.5 years. A lot of people don't even realize what she's doing. People are helping her. Locals are helping her. But I found out that this didn't originate with Dawn. Apparently the Brooks had put out a live earlier, and this may be where Don B was getting his information. Before I get to that, there was a part later that Don said something, and I'm gonna give him credit for this. I think he made a good point. I think he made a good point. And I'm gonna share this just to show that I'm not anti Don B. I think he was right in saying this right here. I hope I'm right. Yeah, let's see what he says. I'll tell you if I agree after I play it. I can't quite remember what this part is. Hold on. Drama.
Case. So yeah, and Don really needs to simmer it down a little bit. From my understanding, a guy grabbed his arm and escorted him out, and I guess he tucked his.
Thank you, Jenkins, for correcting me. See, this is what truth is all about. I'm wrong. Jenkins says the tree name is the Tree for the Missing and Exploited Children. So Don was correct about that. Tim Mullins tried to rename it the Angel Tree. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that. Wow. Thank you, Jenkins, by the way, for doing that every single year for missing and exploited children. God bless you for that.
Tail went off like a little dog.
He didn't. Okay. When Chillbilly took him out, he wasn't scared of Chillbilly or me. He was just, he needed to cool down. Don has a lot of anger. I will tell you that right now. I sense one thing. I do feel people's emotions. I'm not saying I'm empathic or any paranormal stuff, but when I talk to people, if they're feeling an emotion strongly, I feel it to the point where I like actually feel the emotion, and I feel so much anger from Don, and the anger, I don't know where it comes from. I mean, partially I do. I know he's Don Wells, yes. I know that obviously they've been under attack by YouTubers for a long time. That could be some of the anger. It could be the anger from if he's innocent, then losing his daughter and also being under attack. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I just know that I felt anger. I felt anger from Don, not directed at me. When we first met him at the vigil in Duck Island, I think it was last year, Jen was like, there's something wrong with Don. Like, he's pissed. He's really upset. He's angry, and there's this darkness. And when I was talking to him, I told him that. I said, last time we met you, I was put off because you looked pissed, and I thought you were mad at us. And then Chillbilly and him explained that I guess a bunch of drama happened at that event. He was not allowed to be at the tent or under the tent during, I think, the news interviews or something. So there was that whole drama. There's always drama, even among the locals, you guys. There's people who are 100% convinced that Dawn is guilty, or they're convinced Candace is guilty. Then you've got locals who are convinced they're not, and there's this clash. Like, people don't agree, and it creates a lot of emotion. Sorry, Miss Tia said something I wanted to. Aren't the flyers near the road for people to take? Yep, you'll see from the pictures I'll share in a minute. She literally has a sticker that says "Take one," and she does this all the time. But I agree with Don here. I don't agree that he was scared of us. Don wasn't scared of us pulling him off. He was cooling down. We were trying to cool him down at this moment.
I guess, I don't know, but he needs to watch it, guys, because he keeps doing that. Somebody ain't gonna be so reserved next time, are they? I mean, this is the South, right? We don't put up with that shit down here, especially people that harm kids, people that come to a celebration where kids are being, celebrated, and some of their stories are getting told, and it's just a big awareness and celebration event. And you show up and cause a scene at a children's event. Yeah, we don't deal with that too well here in the South. I don't think anybody deals with that. I don't think anybody deals with people disrespecting kids like that and harming kids and yeah. I mean, think about this also.
I agree. I agree with Don B here. It's true. It wasn't the time and place. It was not the time and place. So I got to give credit to Don B. He's got a good point there. Absolutely. I know it comes across normal, doesn't it? But I learned, thanks to one of our friends, that I think Don B was not the originator of this. It sounds like Brooks put it out first. 4654, and I will say real quick, problem with YouTube is everyone thinks that you're hating someone else if you are correcting something they say. I watch Brooks sometimes. I like some of the things. Thank you for sharing the link. I like some of the things she covered. I don't like other things, especially if she's talked negatively about us, which she doesn't do often publicly. Sometimes in a member live, which I've heard about, but for the most part, she doesn't. And that's why I can still watch her. She's still on my feed. And so me correcting this one thing is not me attacking her. I don't need a response video of an attack. This is not an attack on Brooks. I think she's got a great channel. She does a lot of good coverage. Not the same tone that I usually take with when I cover things, but it's her own thing. She has every right to cover these cases, and I celebrate her covering these cases because, like I said earlier, more people need to cover these cases. And so thank you, Brooks, for what you do. This, again, was information that was put out. I wouldn't want people to correct me if I put something incorrect out, so I'm just correcting this real quick. This is 4654. This live was a day ago, I believe. Share.
He would tear up signs and stuff like that.
He did. He tore up signs in front of everybody. And these are regular shoppers at the mall at Christmas time, just visiting the tree and buying Christmas packages, maybe going to a movie. I don't know, whatever you do at the mall nowadays. Okay?
That was it. She said he ripped up flyers in front of a bunch of shoppers, and that never happened. That never happened.
And stuff like that.
He did. He tore up signs in front of everybody. And these are regular shoppers at the mall at Christmas time, just visiting the tree and buying Christmas packages, maybe going to a movie. I don't know, whatever you do at the mall.
So that just has to be corrected. I'm sorry. It was just a false statement and it needs to be corrected. He didn't not go to the mall to have a tantrum and start throwing around ripped up flyers everywhere in front of shoppers. Never happened. What happened is what I just explained. He confronted Nana in a place and time that he was inappropriate. And that's what happened. Now, what is true is that flyers are being torn down. And we have evidence of that. I'm going to show you the evidence in a second here. But yes, Don has started recently tearing down flyers, and one of them is shocking to me because it wasn't just a flyer; it was a stand that Nana. Let me show you real quick the beautiful things that Nana does for summer, for missing kids in general. But I need to show you guys the beautiful things that she does it's not just putting out flyers, you guys. It's way beyond that. Just the beautiful setup. Let me show you real quick. Oh, I want the bench is the most beautiful one. There we go, bench area. This is the layout, the stuff she puts out there here is just beautiful and takes so much work. I'm sure it takes so much work. This bench out here, all the little summer trinkets on there. There's like a Christmas tree she put out. You can see decorations on the tree here in the back. And that's just one area. She put up this flyer. I'm going to show this sign right here. I'm going to show you guys in a second how it wasn't easy to take out, but she puts this sign up here and it says take one, and there's a bunch of flyers in there so people can come down the road, pull over, and open that up and take flyer out. And I do understand, I guess Dee Dee also did. She's also put some stuff out here for summer as well. Heard that as well. This is how the setup looked when it was set up. Yes, agreed. Yep. Sorry. Let's see. And this is on the telephone pole. I think this is on, correct me if I'm wrong, Nana, this is on the corner, I believe, at Ben Hill Road. So she's got this like a wooden sign that says Summer Wells. The words, you'll see it later on the ground, but I can't read it here, but she put multiple flyers up on the bottom. There's flyers on the pole. And this is a constant. Hey, Glenda, good to see you. This is a regular thing she does. She goes, and her and other locals who go with her, she has helpers sometimes, will go and put up flyers like this. This isn't just Ben Hill Road. This is Beach Creek area. This is the whole area. If you drive down there, you'll see them too. But this is what started happening recently. It was ripped down. That flyer you just saw on the pole was ripped off, thrown on the ground. Summer Wells. I can't read the bottom. So that was one of the flyers torn down. This is not fun to see, but there was one of her flyers thrown on the ground. Stuff thrown all over the place. Flyer right there on the left side. And this is the crazy part. So where the sign is here, this is actually a concrete thing that they stuck the metal pieces into, and the concrete was dug into the ground. And I can't imagine. And here it is dug up. There's a hole where the concrete was, like dug right out, just pulled right out of the ground. Yeah, dug up. Thought I had a picture of the concrete itself. Oh, there's another example. See what I mean is she doesn't just paste up Summerwell's flyers on the poles. Like she's got this display. She puts a little toy on it. It does. Yes, Katerina. To me, there's a deeper element of anger, and I don't. Again, I'm not going to say this means Dawn is guilty. It's what you just said. I see a lot of anger. I see a lot of anger about a lot of things. It's been years, 2021 till now. Summer's not here still, and there's issues. Like there's a lot of anger. That's what it looks like, the whole thing. is another example. And I do want to share something. Yes. Yep. And here's the other thing too. It's true. It's true. I agree with that comment because I noticed in the past year, if when they didn't show up, there were people saying how horrible they didn't show up. Okay, good. Yeah, I started hearing other people saying Dee Dee purchased the bench and sign holder that I've kept filled with flyers. Past years when they didn't go, people attacked them for not going, for not supporting missing children. And this year, I think this year was a lot more stressful because of the recent search, and local emotions are sky high. So them showing up this year, you had mixed emotions from everyone. The emotions were very high. But it's true. They can show up or they not show up. There are people that are going to say something negative or not about them. That's just the way it always is. And I do want to share one more thing. And this is just another example of how locals get attacked and things painted about them that is not reality. Yes, thank you, Robin. One of the helpers, you guys might be surprised to know because of all of the negative things you've heard about him on YouTube. Donna has a guardian, should I say angel? I don't know. She's got a helper in the Beach Creek area. If you guys recall the individual that was ripped apart on YouTube, torn to shreds, accused of being guilty of Summer's disappearance, a man named Crazy Bill. You guys all remember Crazy Bill, and that was all rolling around YouTube. I was terrified of Crazy Bill. Like I didn't want to, of anyone I didn't want to meet in Beach Creek area. Crazy Bill was the dude I was avoiding. You guys remember Crazy Bill? Bill Shipley. Does that ring a bell? Oh, you will get blocked. Yep, Bill Shipley. Remember all the crazy rumors about Bill Shipley? Crazy Bill Shipley. Scary, dangerous guy. Probably involved in Summer's disappearance. Remember all that? Yeah, Wild Bill. Do you guys know that Wild Bill loves Nana and loves what she's doing for Summer, and he is assisting her as best he can to get those damn flyers back up all over the Beach Creek area. And he has been a local who's been ripped apart. He hates YouTube almost as much as Nana hates YouTubers. And he's helping her. When he heard about this, he's like, give me those damn flyers. I'll put them up. I'll put them up everywhere. And he's helping Nana. So be careful what you believe about locals, things you hear on YouTube about locals, people in Beach Creek, the nasty people in Beach Creek. Be careful what you believe, you guys, because if you go talk to them in person, go talk to their family members, you hear about the things YouTubers have said about them and how it influences their lives, how it impacts their lives. You got to understand, like, it's not true. It's not real. It's not real. Most of it's not real. And it's terrible. It is terrible. It's something that we've realized as we've covered this. We always wanted to talk to locals to learn about the case. As we've been talking to locals and meeting people like Nana and Nana's friends, it's not just about learning about Summer's case anymore. It's realizing the impact that what you say on YouTube about these people, how horribly negative it can affect people's lives. If you don't know that they're guilty of anything, and to imply it, the impact is horrible, you guys. And I mean, I'm not going to say Wild Bill is like the greatest person on the planet. I don't think you want to be on his bad side. They call him Wild Bill for a reason. But I mean, everyone's got an angry side, right? Everyone's got a past, some more than others, but doesn't mean they're guilty of harming a little girl. And I think that's something we have to keep in mind is there are people with backgrounds all throughout Tennessee, not just East Tennessee. And you got to be careful drawing conclusions about a case as serious as Summer Wells, a girl that was, who knows what happened to her. And you can't make assumptions like that without proof. You can't just accuse people. So when I did talk to Don, I've avoided sharing a whole lot of what what we talked about because it's private, and I was just getting to know him. We didn't talk about, I didn't grill him. I wasn't interrogating him at the mall. But there are a few things I did notice. I did ask. I asked some things you wouldn't expect me to ask because I was again trying to understand his personality and get a read on his emotions. And one of the things I asked him was, what I think I caught him off guard too, because he was talking about coming from church, and he was talking about how religion has changed his life. And I said, when did you find religion? I was curious about when he found religion. When did his life change for the better, for the more religious and following God more in his life? I wanted to know that because that helps with understanding timing. When all the bad things, have the bad things stopped? Have they shifted now? When did they shift? And he told a story, and I'm not gonna tell the whole story. He'd said it happened when he was in prison. Um, it was prison religion, actually. You guys have guessed it. He said he told me the story of what happened, what he saw, someone he witnessed, and that was the event that made him realize, like, if that person's life can turn around by believing in God, then that's kind of when it happened for him. So that was the first thing we talked about a little bit. And again, I won't share his story. That's his story to tell if he ever wants to. What surprised me though was I was mentioning I was going to be on a live that night because we were going to be on with the DT show, and Dawn thought I was saying we were going to go up to Ben Hill that night, which to me was a shocker because I didn't think they would ever let us go on their property ever. I thought Dawn hated me. I thought Candace hated us too. I think Candace may not like me because I did interview her friend who said some nasty things about her. She didn't mind Jen. She gave Jen a hug and talked to Jen a little bit. So Candace doesn't hate Jen, but he welcomed us to go up there. That's the impression I got, is that he's fine with us going up there and talking to him. That was the other thing we talked about. That's why we exchanged phone numbers, because if we ever do want to go up and chat off record, off camera, we're allowed to now. I never thought that would happen. I know the things they did on YouTube, I think, is what drove a lot of the negativity. There's the drinking too. So the drinking, you end up saying all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm trying to think what else we talked about. There was the religion thing. The biggest thing, and I've got a text actually. One thing he sent me on text that we talked about is, you guys, I'm sure you've heard this many times, is his CPS theory, the CPS conspiracy theory about CPS abducting children. And he even sent me a text. I still have it here. Yeah, because he wanted me to watch this documentary called Never in America by Ryan Matta. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've in the past I've already researched DCS conspiracy theory, illegal abductions. It's a wild conspiracy theory, and it involves people in a lot of power taking advantage of their positions. It's a level of conspiracy that I've never allowed myself to go, because there's too many people in power who would have to collaborate and literally abduct children into a network where they kind of sell children. So my impression, and I probably dealt with more conspiracy theorists in my life than most people. I mean, I've interviewed some major conspiracy theorists, and by the end of the conversation, my take was that Don 100% believes that his child was abducted, not just a stranger abduction. He believes that that an organized group, DCS, abducted his children and his child, and also took his sons away from them, obviously. And I don't know what to do with that. Like, I know a lot of you are like, he's making it up because he's guilty and he's just is like a cover story. My impression was not like he was making something up, but he's a diehard, hardcore believer in this conspiracy theory. And I walked away from the conversation extremely confused, because I heard from everyone else that he's 100% guilty, that he's got cover stories. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know what to believe at this point. I'm still trying to figure it out and understand, because I thought it would turn out to be sort of a cover. And Candace, I don't know. Candace wouldn't even look me in the eye, so I haven't have a chance to talk to her. I didn't really get Jen's opinion, but that was most of what we talked about. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We've pretty much exchanged numbers, and we'll probably talk some other time. Hey, Vet Girl, good to see you. The signs started getting torn down. I think Nana said actually around the time the search happened, the Van Hill search. I've driven by their property and I've seen that bench and I've seen the flyers up often for a long time. And so it is a little strange that it's starting to happen now. There's some kind of emotion that goes along with that, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know, Benita. And he, again, I just want to reiterate, it's not true what a couple creators, what Don B and Brooks said. He did not rip up any of these signs at the mall. It happened at his property. I'm not sure if he actually tore down any on the corner. I saw the picture. Actually, yeah. One of those pictures was that wooden sign, and I don't think that was the one on his property. I think that might have been on a pole. Did you, Jenkins? I'm still confused. That's probably why I have a headache. I don't know. I've been thinking about it quite a bit. I mean, I would love to keep talking to Dawn and Candace, and maybe continue to educate my own understanding of what is really going on here. I'm not on either side, and I don't think I ever will be unless somebody gets arrested for Summer's disappearance. Until I have that solid proof of who's guilty, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to land on a side ever, you know. It's a good question, Jenkins. Do you still feel that way? Really? Yeah, I would never think someone would think CPS would do that. At least not after passing all of the different tests and, you know, doing everything they want you to. Yeah, I know the history, and I know Candace has another daughter, and yeah, I know their past is not exactly, you know, super clean. There's a lot that makes them suspicious. 100%. Yeah. No, no, I could not bring myself to ask about that. Not that early. We just met, and I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go there. Maybe sometime. Right away, JSB heard Dawn on the phone say you made the might be the girl. That's from Jody Sue. I don't know about Jody Sue. I'm thinking of doing a coverage of. I'm actually thinking of. I haven't talked about Jody Sue ever, but lately I'm starting to think I might want to start covering some of that stuff. That's all I'm going to say about that. Don Wells said on YouTube out of his own mouth that he called CPS now to his points. Oh, okay. Yeah, out of, what was it, to protect them from YouTubers and psychics or whatever. I'm looking for Jakey's answer. Oh, did she answer? Shoot. No, she does not feel the same way. Okay. I've watched a lot. You'd be surprised. In catching up with the case, I watched way too many of Don and Candace's interviews. Yes, he admitted it. So that was the thing at that moment when he said, you know, you're the one putting up those flyers to Nana, that, and he was mad about it. That's the moment it dawned on Nana that he's pretty much admitting that, yeah, he's the one who did it. And again, I'm not going to read into, I know a lot of people are going to read into this saying, oh, that means he's guilty. Like I said, I felt a lot of anger, and I think he's going through a crap load of emotions right now, and enough emotions that I'm confused because I felt so much. I can't even explain it, you guys. I don't know what to think. For a father to do that, to feel like someone's accusing him of doing something to his daughter to the point where you'd rip down her own flyers. I have such mixed emotions because it's such a horrible thing to do to your own daughter's flyers. But he's going through insane emotions, and I've never lost a child, so I'm not going to judge someone, but it's not the right thing to do. So I don't know. I'm sure everyone's going to have plenty of opinions, but yes, I believe it's true. 100%. Yep. He admitted it. I don't know. I'd have to ask Jenkins. I don't know about last year. No, they didn't go to the event. Yeah, feel free to email rdub02@gmail.com. I was hoping Jen would get here at 9 so she could say hi, but I really believe Don was feeling overwhelmed or thought CPS to take the boys to keep them for safe a while and were looking good for him. I don't know. I would never willingly turn over my kids to CPS because I've heard how hard it is to get them back. Maybe he didn't know anything about CPS, and what you got to go through to get your kids back, but yeah, Don admitted to it. He did actually say it, Nana, that he took them down. I must have missed that part. I was too shocked when he was the fact that he was confronting you, so it was hard to remember every little thing. So yeah, he admitted it. He was the one who took him down. Yeah, I know. I know. It should bring encouragement and hope that the case is progressing. I was also shocked he was willing to talk to me when they would not talk to media. Or maybe it's because I said I wouldn't put it on camera. I don't know. I still mixed emotions about that too. Um, I don't know. I do believe Don chose to turn them over and Candace went along with it. Taking down flyers. Again, what he expressed was feeling like he was being accused. Like the putting up of the flyers made him feel accused. And I say it out loud and it doesn't make total sense, but that's what he said. So I think if my daughter was missing, people were putting up her flyers on my property, would I take it that way? I don't know that I would. I don't know. I would like to think I'd say thank you for keeping her name and face out there, but maybe it's accusatory. I know it doesn't make sense. Dee Dee did get this. I think Nana made it clear that Dee Dee bought the bench, I think, and Nana's been decorating it since. I know. You're right, Jenna. Oh, the email's right there. Oh, did he correct himself? Did Don B correct himself? Hopefully. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I will be honest with you guys. I don't. If I know someone's posted a video about us, if it could be at all negative, I don't even watch it. So, because I have too much of a temper, and I just don't even need to see it. She's not hiding. She's supposed to be home soon, but maybe she's having too much fun putting on makeup. I might. I'll be on for a few more minutes here. I'm just gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna answer some more comments while I'm looking through the comments. We have another live with DT show coming up next Tuesday night with Dr. Vona. We're going to be covering interviews with Dawn and Candace and probably other people in Summer's case. I want to get her take on other individuals, other people of interest in the case. So there's going to be a really cool live with Dr. Vona and DT. And then on the DT show, we're also inviting our dog handler friends, Butch and Rachel, to talk about the Jack and Lily case, covering all of the dog searches and footprints in that case. So that'll be Sunday night, I believe. Got a lot going on, and then this weekend I'm just out there all weekend. Not a whole lot of time to go live on the weekends. Yep. Okay, thank you, Nana. I guess I missed that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you that one common thing throughout my life is people often think that they can direct what I think or believe, and they usually are badly misproven. So if that's the case, it's not going to happen. I know, I agree. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Mama. It hasn't been easy, not just on the Wells, but a lot of the other people involved. It's important, you guys. And I just want to say real quick too, hold on. Could he feel like he knows she's missing, so why put them on his property? Yeah, right. Like he doesn't need to know. But she has it facing outward at least. You know what I mean? So it's like for people passing by. I don't know. Thank you guys for being respectful, by the way. I know, a lot of lives when we talked about the Wells, you get people who are both defend them and people who just rip into them. And I appreciate you guys kind of toning it down and not getting too vicious about either side. I appreciate how fair you guys are so much. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to cover tonight. And again, no disrespect to Brooks or Don B. I just wanted to correct that little piece of information. Nothing was torn up at the mall. Truth is truth. Truth matters. And I just wanted to put that out there. So thank you guys for coming in. All of you. I love seeing familiar faces. And yeah, I think the next live is going to be Sunday. So we'll probably see you Sunday unless something comes up. We may jump back online, maybe Saturday if we feel like it, maybe tomorrow. Sometimes Jen's like, let's just go live. So, but you guys, like I always say, you have lots of channels to visit, lots of channels to go to. The fact that you all are here spending time with us, it just means so much to us, and supporting our searches and everything we do in these cases. It means so much. Thank you guys for your support, ongoing support. Please pray that answers come out about this Van Hill search soon. It's been a few weeks now. We're hitting on that point in time where it's like 3 or 4 weeks to process evidence, hopefully, and maybe there's going to be a news release, a press conference, something. Just keep praying, you guys, that we get answers in Summer's case. And someone gets arrested. That's all I'm praying for. Just want the guilty to pay. So keep on praying, keep on hoping for answers for Summer and all the cases around here, all the cases around Tennessee and across the world for all of the missing. Thank you. We try to avoid the bullshit, rumor, and drama. Love you guys. Appreciate you all so much. Have a great weekend if we don't see you guys before then. Love you all. Appreciate you all. And have a good night.